Hey everyone, and welcome to the evening out here on the road that I live on. It ends up being very, very quiet out here in the evening. That's why we like living where we live. There's not a lot of activity, and it is a pretty quiet road. If there's things going on it, there's something going on. Pretty much everybody is retired, or small business owners at the end of the day too. But I wanted to take a quick minute. I just got back from having my CT scan done at the hospital. It is almost midnight. Here in Canada, they run CT scans pretty much 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, as long as they got staffing for it. So it was just in and out very, very quickly. And then I'll just wait for the report for that. And then I've got to go for blood work and a MRI at some point in time as well too. But wanted to share with you a little bit about a pretty dynamic meeting that I had today. And it's so much fun with what I've got built. And as more and more people find out about it, it's just amazing. So sat with a young lady today who has scoliosis, and she's been taking care of her friend's house. She's power of attorney, and she's been taking care of her friend's house, trying to get it cleaned up and sold for about 1.5 years now in Forest Glade. You see, as we age, many times we become more and more alone, even though there's family. This particular person has 2 children, but they're not worth anything, or that's not fair. They're not, they have their own baggages, let's just put it that way. And so the young lady who was the executor, or the power of attorney in this particular case, has been working on getting this house cleaned out for 1.5 years now. And there's car parts, there's trains, there's sports memorabilia, there's a coin collection, there's all of that stuff still in this house. And I'm like, this is exactly what we do. And what was so dynamic was when I said to her, hey, you know, we have the opportunity to be able to step in and help you. We can take care of everything. Every piece of it is taken care of. It's all processed, it's all researched, it's all tagged, and it's all sent to the auction houses wherever we think that it should go. There's some sports memorabilia that we have to think maybe it goes into the United States for a specialized. I don't know if it's enough sports memorabilia though. It will do probably just as well here in Canada as well. But anyways, what was amazing was that there's a car in the garage too, and I'm not going to go and explain what the car is, but I said, you know, we have experience with all of it. We just cleaned out an estate that had a 55 Chev in it. It's what I do. It's what we all have the capacity to be able to do. All of these car parts, yeah, you think that they're, gee, how do I even know what this is? Well, there's a number on it. You research the number, and that tells you exactly what it is and what it's for. Really? Yeah, of course. Then we just tag it and we send it to the auction house. So she just had this look on her face, and she was just about in tears because she's exhausted. And she's probably 72-ish, I would say, at least. And she was just exhausted. And she said, I've been working on this for 1.5 years, and you mean to tell me, for the same commission that every other realtor would charge, you're capable of being able to take care of the entire project? I said, yeah. And she said, how? And I said, because I've got it already all built in. I've already got the staff. It's raining a little bit, so I'll get out of the rain here, but I've already got the staff. I already have all of the equipment that I need to be able to do this. I've already got all the relationships. I've built out the relationships to be able to take care of all of this. It's part of what I've always done. It's part of what my designations are. And she's like, really? I'm like, yeah. And she said, but how do you afford to do that? And I said, well, at the end of the day, you're paying $15,000 of commission because this house has gone from $200,000 to $500,000. $15,000 of commission goes a heck of a long way. Especially if I'm helping you and I'm helping another person and I'm helping another person each month. So why can't, if I've built it, why can't I make it available to you? And I said, thank you for understanding it. And I sure as heck hope to have the chance to be able to do this project for you, because we're quite capable of being able to take care of it. Now there's a little bit that she's going to need to be prepared for, but I don't know that I have the project completely yet. And if I do get the project, that's when I'll start preparing her for that. The problem is that the car in the garage, classic cars cost a lot of money to rebuild from the ground up. They just do. And not every car is worth the money that you put into it. And in this particular case, there's a car in the garage that the gentleman has probably put, she estimates, about $90,000 in. And the problem is that the car is not worth $90,000. So I'll need to prepare her for the concept that, yes, that the car is worth something. It's substantial. It's really nice. It's not finished yet. It needs to be put in primer desperately because it's still in bare metal. But it does have significant value. But I need to coach and guide her with the concept that just because he's put $90,000 in there, or there's $90,000 worth of parts that have gone into this, and there's parts in the house and things, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to be able to get $90,000 back out of it. That it might be $30,000, $35,000. I think that's probably more in the range of what it's actually physically worth. It is a very rare car. It's a steel-bodied roadster, which is amazing. So it does have great potential when it's all done, but it's not all done. And just as in another estate, there's a 60, because I haven't talked about this estate either, there's a 69 Camaro SSRS that if I get that project, that 69 Camaro SSRS is probably worth $30,000 too. It's in pieces as well. It just depends upon what its codes are. As you guys know, as you watch this channel, it all depends how it was optioned. Depends upon how much of it is there. It depends upon how good or how bad it is. And I probably will end up having an appraisal at that property as well too. But it's just fun today, between all the medical things that I'm going through, to just stay working and to stay plugging away. Tomorrow at 6:15 in the evening, I've got a listing appointment where we're going to be listing a beautiful townhome, much like this one here, standing here behind me. And we're going to be doing the estate clean out there as well too. So the guys will get back to work. The month of October is looking really crazy busy, which is a good thing. And that way it paves the way for the month of November, the month of December, because we are going into the end of the month, or end of the year now as well too, as we start to head towards October. In real estate parlance, the end of the year is pretty much here. What you're doing now is building out for the January, February, March. And so it's all good. It was just fun. It's fun to have this thing created and built to be able to help people. And that's what it's always been about that for me. I'm just weird that way. I'm driven that way a little bit differently. I got a phone call from one of my fellow watchers here today. And he and I chatted about some things in his life and some things that he wants to get accomplished, and his story as well too. And it's just always fun to be able to learn people's stories, spend some time with them, and I might have a chance to be able to help him in some ways as well too, coming up into the future, into the new year. But that's tonight. It is now probably about midnight. I'm going to get off my front porch here. I'm not interrupting anybody because everybody's all sound asleep. And so I'll get off my front porch here and go inside and get ready for bed myself. Tomorrow will be a paperwork day and a little bit of running around, but nothing too serious. So go out there, enjoy your week coming up. Have a great week coming up. And I'll share those CT reports with you when I have some kind of an idea of what's going on tomorrow. I've got to go for some blood work as well too. So I'll go over and get that done for the doctor as well. So have a good night. Take care. Thanks for watching. Thanks for making this YouTube site so dynamic as well too. It's one of the most popular real estate websites in the city of Windsor. And part of that is just because of the unique pieces of this site. It's fun to share how crazy weird I am with you. Because then you get to know me and say, hey, you know, he knows quite a bit, he knows a thing or two about a thing or two. And that's part of the fun of the YouTube channel as well too. So I wish more realtors were doing it. But it's also one of those things that's hard to get over because you have to get over how you look. You have to get over how you sound. You have to get over the concept of what am I supposed to be shooting? What content am I supposed to be putting out there? What content do people want to watch? They just want to watch you at the end of the day. It's what they want to watch. Who's Brian? I kind of like the guy. He can sell houses. He's got relationships with other realtors. Why don't I call him? So thanks so much for that too. It's pretty dynamic, especially when you don't feel really well. It's just kind of dynamic to know that I've got this place to be able to share some things with you. And you're picking up the phone and giving me a call. I appreciate it. Have a great night. If I can help you in any way, 519-995-6145. This is Brian from my front porch, signing out. Have a great night. Bye-bye.